Let me tell you about the night that changed everything. The night I inherited my grandmother's old Victorian mansion. Those towering structures with their intricate woodwork and endless shadows. Yeah, that kind. I remember standing at those iron gates, key trembling in my hand. The house had been empty for decades, yet somehow the gardens were immaculate. Not overgrown, but perfectly manicured, as if someone or something had been tending to them all along. The first few nights were unsettling. The house had its own rhythm, its own breath. I'd wake up to find doors that I'd sworn I'd locked wide open, and rooms that were freezing cold despite the summer heat outside. But it was the mirror in the master bedroom that truly began my descent into madness. It was a massive thing, ornate and ancient, stretching from floor to ceiling. My grandmother had always kept it covered with a heavy velvet cloth. I found out why on my 7th night there. As I was getting ready for bed, I caught a glimpse of something in its reflection. A figure standing behind me, dressed in Victorian clothing, with eyes that seemed to glow like dying embers. I spun around, but of course, nothing was there. When I looked back at the mirror, I saw something that made my blood run cold. A smile spreading across the figure's face, revealing rows of needle-sharp teeth. That's when I found my grandmother's diary, hidden in a false bottom of her jewelry box. The entries spoke of a deal she'd made decades ago with something she called the Mirror Dweller, a demon that had promised her wealth, youth, and power, all in exchange for a simple promise that her bloodline would continue to serve as its gateway to our world. The final entry was dated the day before she died. It read, "My dear grandchild, I'm sorry. The mirror cannot be destroyed. The bargain cannot be broken. It has waited so long for you. Don't look into its depths after midnight. Don't answer when it calls your name. But most importantly, don't believe its promises. They come at a price far steeper than you could ever imagine. But here's the thing about inherited curses. They have a way of making you curious. Panned. As I sit here writing this, I can hear it calling my name. Its voice like honey and poison. The mirror's surface ripples like black water, and I find myself wondering, what promises would it make to me? Maybe I'll just take one look. After all, what's the worst that could happen? Grandmother always was a bit paranoid, wasn't she? At least, that's what I keep telling myself as I walk toward the mirror, my reflection growing darker with each step. What? You thought this story would have a happy ending. Sometimes the greatest horror isn't in the demon itself, but in our own inability to resist its call.